Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Amra and this is Amra's Beauty Blog. If you're a subscriber, then a welcome return. If you like this video, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for weekly uploads. I have some goodies that just arrived yesterday. This is the new Pat McGrath holiday collection. She launched not only these, but also a few lip products. I didn't pick those up because I have a lot of her lip products already, and these are all really exciting. These are all her eyeshadows. You can imagine that this video is going to be really long if I were to do a full video with this whole collection. So I'm going to split this video up into digestible chunks because I'm sure that some people might just want to buy the main palette or the quints, which are here, or even just the little pairs that she's done as well. So I'm going to start off with the first one, which is her Pat McGrath Luminous Legends Mega Eyeshadow Palette, which is this big one here. I purchased all of that and I got a free gift, which was the lip balm, and it's the Lip Fetish lip balm from Pat McGrath. It's the clear colour. I don't have any lip product, blush. I just have her foundation on and a concealer. I thought let's start from scratch and we can add and make it really nice and interesting. So it comes in this gorgeous size palette. You get 15 shades, and I believe some of these are shades she's done in the past. I will try and investigate and let you know below if I have found any ones that look quite similar. What I will do is swatch these for you before I try some looks. Now, because there's 15 shades, I'm thinking I might do 3 looks with this palette, as it's laid out in a certain way that I think I could really get some lovely looks with this. So I'm thinking I might actually just go straight across and do looks with that, and then with that, and just see what comes up. I love the fact that we have a huge mirror. I'm very excited about this. These are beautiful shades. There's a mixture of mattes and satins and metallic formulas. These are made in Italy. Now, I know a lot of people have said that Pat stuff has perhaps lost its quality. I don't think that's the case from what I felt. Not with Pat's eyeshadows. I don't think anybody can beat Pat's eyeshadows when it comes to pigmentation, to the variety, the type of texture. I think Pat really has cornered that market. Obviously, you know, I did a recent review on Danessa Myrex and she is coming through hard. And not only that, her pigmentation has similarities to Pat's, and I think that, in fact, that it might be made in the same factory. I'm not sure. That's the closest I felt to Pat's formula alongside Natasha Denona. So I think those are like my top 3 brands that do eyeshadows really well. Today we're talking about Pat and this beautiful launch. I picked up most of the eyeshadows. This time round there was no discount code, which I was really shocked about, because Pat normally has a 10% discount code, and for the first time in a long time there wasn't one, which I was quite shocked about, because it's normally just only 10%. It's not a lot. So a lot of people have waited and they've said that they want to see whether this goes in the Pat McGrath's 30% sale. Look, I'm a Pat stan, so I'm going to buy it on day one, but I know a lot of people will wait, and I hope that this video will help you decide if you do eventually want to get these palettes, if it's the right thing for you. So let's take a look at all these shades. Well, there are 15 shades. They are all absolutely stunning. This is the top shade. This is Golden Muse, Rose Afterglow, Flame Fatale, Sun-Kissed Rose, which is a bit darker here, and then Stardust Peony. And then below we have Coral Caress, Bordeaux Brilliance. I feel like that's one I've seen before. Orchid Opulence, Moonlit Mist, Platinum Lilac. And then down here we have Honey Nectar, Celestial Cerulean, Gilded Bronze, Lunar Luxury, and Sable Seductress. So let's swatch all of these first, because I'm sure you want to see how this looks. So we'll start off with the top shade here. It's really creamy, this first one. Really creamy. So we'll start off with the first shade. Just there. Then the second shade here. So this one is Rose Afterglow. Beautiful. Then the middle shade here, which is Flame Fatale. Really interesting shade. I like this shade a lot. Very pretty. Then we have this one here, which is Sun-Kissed Rose. So let's take a look at Sun-Kissed Rose. Honestly, these feel so creamy, just so you know. Which is like a matte shade. And then finally we have this last one here, And this one is called Stardust Peony. Gorgeous, gorgeous colours. Okay, so let's move on to the next line and let's swatch those. So we're going to start off with this shade here, which is called Coral Caress. So let's go with Coral Caress. Mega soft again. Beautiful. This next shade here, which is Bordeaux Brilliance. I feel like I've seen this one before. Very, very soft. So this is Bordeaux Brilliance. Oh, I like that shade a lot. Look at that. Then the middle shade here, which is called Orchid Opulence. I forgot how much I love Pat's colours. Oh my god, look at that. Whew. The next one here is Moonlit Mist. I like the look of this one. This has a kind of turquoise feel. You don't really see this in Pat's palettes at the moment, so this is great. Wow. And then finally, this last shade at the end, it has this sort of like purple feel to it. It's called Platinum Lilac, and I really like this too. Cool toned, really nice. This might be my favourite line right now. Stunning. Stunning. And they swatched really well. So creamy. This is the final line. This is Honey Nectar. What a beautiful shade. Celestial Cerulean. So creamy. Look at that swatch. Ooh. And then the middle shade here, which is Gilded Bronze. Stunning. And then we've got two more at the end. We've got Lunar Luxury. Oh my god, I can't get over how creamy these textures are. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. And then finally this shade here, which is more of a matte shade, and that's Sable Seductress right at the end. It was a little bit patchy, but still a lovely deep shade. They're luxe limited editions inspired by the allure of precious jewels. So let's take a look at the first line in this palette. Let's start off with this top line and we're going to try and do a look. And I'm going to go in with this shade first. Put that down as a kind of matte shade on the eyelids. That's lovely. I've used her concealer to just use as a kind of primer on the eyes. So that brown is gorgeous. So I've taken the shade just on the lids just to give it a nice base. I'm going to go with this shade now. You can see, I mean, it's pretty pigmented. I'm just going to put it on. It's kind of like a rose gold on the eye. It's really pretty. It's not what I thought. It kind of got this sort of duochrome look to it, which is not what I was expecting at all. So it kind of shifts slightly in the light, which is really, really nice. I'm going to take Flame Fatale there. It's one of those shades that works better, I think, with your finger. So I'm just going to go across the lid with this shade. It's just kind of woken everything up, giving it something special on the lid. Really pretty. Applying it with my fingers probably the best thing to do to get the pigment out. But it's really lovely on the lid, as you can see. So I've taken 3 of the shades now, but this is what it looks like at the moment. I think I might take the deeper shade that I did earlier, which I used on my eyelids, and just put some underneath my eye. That one there. Just to give the eye some shape. Taking the excess and just flipping it out underneath. I'm going to take this shade and then just add a little bit to the inner corners of my eye, because I feel like it's going to pop, which it's doing really nicely. And just taking some of the excess and putting it on my brow bone. It's a bit more chunkier than I would like. Probably be nice if it was a little bit more finer, but it's okay. Then just taking that and putting that on there, a little bit on the tip of my nose, blending it out a little bit, then a little bit here. So I want to see how this shade here looks. Creamy, similar texture to the orangey one. And I'm just going to put it on the center of the lid. Blend it in with the orangey one a bit, just like that. And then that's just kind of brightened that lid up a little bit more. But they blend quite well together, those two shades. I think because the textures are quite similar. And I'm literally just blending the two together just to create a new kind of shade. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, so I'm back and I've added some blush and some lip. It's looking like a much more put together look. I really love this. I love the eyeshadow combination. I love the way that it worked so easily, and I am so happy with this first line. So this is the first look. And we're going to see what we can create with this second line. So these are the shades which I swatched earlier. I think these are gorgeous. We'll take the shade Coral Caress and I'm going to put that all over my lid. It's a really nice overall shade. I like that. I like the consistency. It looks really pretty on. And it just creates a really lovely base. Bordeaux Brilliance. I feel like I've seen this shade before. So we're just going to take that shade, put it on. Just give it a lovely colour on top. I think these two blend really beautifully together. Looks really nice on. You could just have these two on and you'd be fine, because it creates a really gorgeous look, just those two on its own. But because I want to explore these shades a bit more and really sort of see what I can do, I'm going to go in with the purple now. I'm excited about the purple. So I'm going to use my finger again because this texture has that similar feel to the Femme Fatale. This is the purple shade. I'm going to use my finger and it's really super creamy, really nice. And just tapping it on to my lid and you can see how pretty that is. Definitely gives me holiday vibes, this palette. It's really, really nice. As soon as you put it on, you can see how pretty that looks. And that's just 3 shades. But yeah, I just wanted to show you kind of what you could get with just this over the eye. And oh my God, so pretty already. I haven't even added like the blue, which I'm gonna do because I just want to see where that will take me, but these are my kind of shades. I like this shade in the middle, which is Orchid Opulence. Really pretty. And then I'm going to take the darker shade and just line it a little bit. The first shade that I put on, so we're going to go in with that matte shade again there. I'm just going to line the eye a little bit with that underneath. I might mix the 2 shades actually side by side. So these two, I'm just mixing these 2 side by side, this one and this one, and creating just something under the eye, just so that there's something there. It's really nice just to give it something extra. So pretty. And then I think I'm going to see what I can do with this mint kind of blue shade. It's really, really lovely. I think this is called Moonlit Mist. And you can see that it picks it up beautifully, as with all Pat's creamier shades. I like using my finger and then just pat it. Oh, wowzers, guys. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? The purple works so well with the blue. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Pat's put these in this order. I like it a lot. Just gives you that feel. It's very, very pretty. Very nice indeed. And I haven't added any mascara yet, so I will add that in. I use Pat's mascara. I love Pat's mascara. So I'm already loving this. This is the final thing I want to show you. This is the shade here, which is Platinum Lilac. I'm going to take this shade and go in with a smaller brush. See if I can just put it on the inner corner. Oh yeah. Whew. Look at that. Oh yes. Just that little pop on the inner corner. This is beautiful. And I'm going to take this shade and just put it on the brow. Just there. And then on the other side. It's really lovely. Really lovely. Oh, such a different look to the previous one. What I'm going to do is just add a little bit to the tip of my nose with any excess. Just that little bit. Honestly, this is such a gorgeous shade. Look at that. I'm just going to blend it out. Tip of my nose. Beautiful. And then I'm just going to add a little bit on the Cupid's bow. Ooh, isn't that gorgeous? And this was my favourite row when I swatched it, so I can see why now. This is gorgeous. Okay, so I've just gone away and I've added some liner, some mascara, some brow, and I have to say I think this is my favourite look. This is how the finished look is, and this is so pretty. I love all the different shades, the colours, how they all blend. I love the highlighter shade. I knew this row was going to be my favourite row, and I was right. I love it. So let me show you what I've added just to get this look. I've got Pat's lipstick, and this is her lipstick in the shade Veiled Rose, and it was when she launched, it might be the Bridgerton one, and it's just this perfect shade. I did a review on these. I know that I really loved these, and it's such a gorgeous shade. And then for the blush, I've got Pat's blush, of course, and I topped this up. I actually had her coral blush before, but I went back and I put on the shade Cherish on this because it's got this kind of cool toned pink shade going on. Love it, absolutely love it. So I used that, and then I've used Pat's Dark Star mascara, one of my favourite mascaras to create the kind of sort of falsy eyelash look. It's so amazing. And then finally I've got a liner in the Surat liner. This is one of my favourite ones I always use. I love it. And then I've got the Hourglass brow, and it's the shade Soft Brunette, and it's their brow sculpting pencil. But I thought I'd let you know how I've come up with this look, and oh my god, I love this one. Right, so we are now moving into the last line of this first palette, which is the Luminous Legends Mega Eyeshadow palette. A lot of these shades are more luminous than the others, so I'm going to be as creative as I can with this last row. We're going to start off with this one, which is this dark shade, which I felt like didn't quite swatch that well. And this one is called Sable Seductress. It's very pigmented, so I'm just going to put it directly onto my lid. I'm going to blend it out so it doesn't look as dark as it does in the palette, just to give my eyes a little bit of something something. That is a really pretty colour, by the way. Just going in with a slightly lighter brush. It definitely looks better with application. Let's just take that shade, taking off the excess and just blending it out a little bit more. So again, you can see this is quite a dark shade, but as I'm blending it out, it doesn't look so dark on the lid. Just taking a more fluffier brush and just blending it out so that you can see that there is something on the eyelid just as a base, because these colours, like I said, are quite sparkly and I think it needs a good base. Most of these shades I'm going to use my finger because I think they look better with my finger as an application. So we're going to go in with that middle shade first, which is called Gilded Bronze, this one here. I'm just going to take my ring finger, you can see the shade there. I'm just going to put it straight onto the lid. Beautiful already, can you see that, guys? Oh, beautiful, just beautiful. It's kind of just uplifted that brown shade by adding this over the lid, and it's given it a gorgeous kind of glow. I love the way that that's blended. It's so pretty. I could leave it at that, but because I want to try all the shades, I'm going to show you the rest. So we have 3 more shades I haven't shown you. That one. So now I'm going to take this lighter shade here. I've used my finger again because it's nice and bright and light, and I'm just adding it to the center of my eyelid because it's a bit brighter, and it's kind of added another dimension to the lid. So you can see it's come forward even more using this shade. And application with my fingers just seems to be the better way with these more creamier textures that Pat's got. Oh my god, even that. I could just stop there and that's like 3 shades. But I want to try this blue and I want to try this silver colour as well. We're going into this blue shade. This blue is called Celestial Cerulina. Again, I'm going to use my fingers. I saw the model on Pat's website and she had it all over the lid. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do this because I've already got other shades on here now. But I am tempted to put it on the outer V initially. Just see how that looks first. I hope I don't spoil the look because it was looking really pretty already. Wow, okay, so I'm gonna have to blend that out with my brush. I'm just tapping that in initially on both sides. I'll do the same with the other. It's all about playing makeup. It's about experimenting, and what works for someone might not work for someone else depending on your eye shape. So I am just saying, yes, this works for me, or I'm playing and it might work for me, but it might not necessarily work for you. If you prefer the previous look where I stopped before this, then I get that too. So I'm putting it on the outer V because it's a bit more darker, and actually it's kind of turning almost purplish, but I'm just gonna get a brush now. Just going to take the shade and I'm kind of sort of blending it out, and obviously it's gone quite blue here. It might be too much of the blue. So what I can do is if I just want to add it just as an essence of blue, and I'm just tidying it up where I don't want that blue to kind of overtake the look. So you can see how I've cleaned that up. So this is the brush I originally used for my foundation. So I am just patting it where I want that coverage again. So what I've done is I've kind of deepened it, but made it a bit more user-friendly. I haven't gone completely blue all over the lid, but I'm using it as a kind of essence on the end of the eye. There's no harm in taking it out further if you want. It's just a tad bit fiddly because the fact of the matter is this blue is really pigmented and it does spread out. So I would take a brush where you want it, just fine tune kind of where you want it. So what I've done is I'd like it to go out a tad bit more here. I'm taking that blue and I'm kind of adding it to the end there because I think it looks kind of cool. And then I'm going to do the other side, just intensifying that a little bit more, just so that they're equal on both sides. You can see kind of what I'm trying to do, but trying to wing it out a little bit and take the colour out a little bit. But because the colour is quite harder to work with, the texture is more glittery, you're going to have to kind of fiddle around and get that how you want it. So I've kind of done that, but again, I think I might have gone a little bit too far, but let's just see how this looks. So I'm kind of trying to wing it out a little bit more, taking it out a little bit more, and then you can just correct it. I'm going to take my foundation brush and just wing it out so that it's correcting where I want the blue to go, but at the same time adding my foundation back to that area. Same with this. Like if you don't want it to go out too far, Like, I've kind of just tried to make it work. And then what I might do is take the darker shade. Now I'm just going to put a little bit underneath, Sable Seductress. This will make a really good liner. So I'm going in, joining it with that blue, just so that it doesn't look like it's just separate, like it's all one thing. And this is such a gorgeous kind of party look. Something a little bit different. Doing the same to the other side. Winging it out. I'm just adding a little bit more of that darker shade under this eye. And then what I'm going to do is, I like that brown under the eye. It's creating some drama. I'm going to finish off the eye. I'm just going to add one tad of the highlight on the inner corner now. Lunar Luxury. Both sides. Giving it a bit of a pop. Taking the excess. And then adding a little bit to the Cupid's bow. If you think it's too much, just blend it out. Add a touch to the nose. So this is the finished look, like I said. I just wanted to give you my overall thoughts on the collection. I obviously have only tried this, so this is the first part. I will be doing the second part with the 2 quints, and then I'll do the third part with the 3 duos that I picked up. The formulation is superb. I don't know where someone said this, but they said that they felt that the formulation of these were not as good as Pat's Motherships. For me, it doesn't seem to be a big issue. I think that the formulation is just as good, to be honest, made in Italy. So I just wanted to let you know I've checked all of them. I'm probably the wrong person to ask about this because I'm a Pat stan and I love a lot of what Pat creates. I think she has the best quality when it comes to eyeshadows. I think her lipsticks are amazing. I think her blushes are amazing. Her bronzers. Most of the things she's brought out have been top notch, amazing. I just don't understand why she continues to get so much stick. I would have liked the 10% for this collection. Yes, I have to say that. That's probably the disappointment that I have about this. But for what I've bought, I am very impressed with the quality so far. Now, this is the first part of the collection. There's other bits to the collection that I haven't looked at yet, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the third video. From what I've seen so far, this is one of my favourite mega palettes, purely because there is so much choice, and the reason why we fell in love with Pat in the first place was her formulation and the fact that she was a pioneer. And I'm going to continue to buy Pat's makeup because I honestly think that the quality is second to none and is so good. I'm really impressed with the 3 looks that I've done, and I can't wait to try the other pieces that I've picked up. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know your thoughts, your comments. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.